Good people, you welcome back to Health Conference YouTube channel. How are you doing today? I'm sure you're fine. So it's really good to be back on this platform of health awareness creation with something really captivating. So right now I would love you to call a sister, a friend, just call neighbors to share in this health awareness with you. So we want to talk about management of menstrual cramps today. Just stay tuned as we go. So here we are. So we're going to be answering some frequently asked questions about menses and menstrual cramps today. So we start by an introduction. What is menstruation? Of course, we know every woman in her childbearing age menstruates. It's common. It's fondly called the weeping of the uterus. So menstruation happens as the uterus sheds its lining, the endometrium, now, as it is shedded due to an absence of pregnancy when there's no pregnancy. So it is shedded and discharged as menstruation. So now this is a natural phenomenon. This is something that should happen in the life of every woman in her childbearing age. So menstruation is not a health condition, is not a problem, is not a call for concern. It is natural, it is normal to happen. So what is menstrual cramps? These cramps are pains that come with menstruation. They happen, you experience them as your uterus contracts, that's the womb, contracts to expel these products, to expel this substance, the uterine lining which is being shedded in the absence of pregnancy. Okay, so next question. Okay, so question number 2. Why do we experience menstrual cramps? Now, like I said earlier, menstruation happen. These cramps come as the uterus contracts to expel the substances. Now, if the uterus contracts too strongly, it may press on the uterine muscle, may press on a nearby blood vessel, and pressing on this vessel briefly cuts oxygen supply to the uterus, and that is where the pain comes in. So the pain comes, the cramps come, you experience the cramps as a result of insufficient oxygen supply to the uterus. That is why menstrual cramps happen, due to insufficient oxygen supply to the uterus because of the strong contractions of the uterine muscle, thereby pressing on nearby blood vessels. Menstrual cramps, is it a health condition? Like I said earlier, no it isn't. No it isn't. It is natural. From the explanation of how it comes about, you see, it's just natural. So it is not a health condition. It's not something that should take you to the hospital to say, I'm experiencing menstrual cramps, I need a solution to this problem. No, just know that it is bound to happen. If you're not experiencing it now, or if you know a friend who doesn't experience it, maybe she doesn't once in a while, but every woman should experience it. Okay, next question. When does it occur? Now, menstrual cramps occur right before your menses in a month, right before your flow, or within your period, during maybe after the first day or something. And then for the first time it happens, it happens maybe a year or 2 after your first menses. Like, the research has shown that it doesn't happen right from the first time you start menstruating. Like, you start menstruating at age 12 and then behold, you start experiencing cramps. You may not experience cramps throughout the first year, you're probably your second year too. You may start experiencing menstrual cramps from the 3rd year of your menses, from the 3rd year after your menarche, first menses. Okay, so here is the solution question. What can we do to help? What can we do to manage menstrual cramps, dysmenorrhea? Okay, Now, talking about what to do in managing this situation, remember this is not a health condition, this is not a problem at all, but of course it comes with discomfort, so we need to develop strategies on how to alleviate the pains that come with menstruation. So we're going to talk about this in two categories. Number one, non-pharmacologic measures, and then secondly, pharmacologic measures. I know when we talk about dealing with a health issue, when we talk about dealing with something concerning our body, everybody first thinks about drugs, but we are not going to consider the drug aspects first, but we are going to consider what you can do, the strategies you can employ to alleviate this pain before having to go to drugs. Of course, you have to try every other strategy, and if none of them is working, then you can go to drugs, taking analgesics as your last resort. Okay, so the non-pharmacologic measures, we have exercise. Now, if you look at the reason, the physiology of menstrual cramps, it happens due to a cut in oxygen supply to the uterus. Now, exercise improves blood circulation, and this will definitely improve oxygen supply to the uterus. Number two, massage. Yeah, gently rubbing the area, of course, will do the same thing as exercise would do. Improve blood supply, thereby improving oxygen supply as well to the uterus. Now, note that this exercise, I'm not talking about really active, vigorous exercise. Of course, you may not even be able to do an intense exercise. Just do something mild, just try to stretch and improve blood supply. Number three, acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. Now, this is basically psychological. You just have to accept the fact that you are supposed to be menstruating. Sometimes when we are in pains, we reason in diverse ways. Some people would say, oh, I regret being a woman, I regret I should have been a man. If I were a man, I wouldn't experience this. And then you just feel you could have helped the situation if not that you were a woman. But you just have to accept this. Accept it that you were supposed to be menstruating. Accept it, that be happy about it, that you're supposed to be menstruating. Yeah, I know you're not happy about the pains, but this gives you hope and helps you to cope better with the pain. It gives you hope and reduces your perception of this pain. Yeah, so because some people are visiting the fertility clinics on account of amenorrhea, that's absence of menstruation. Yeah, some people have this problem and it takes them to the hospital. They're having to spend so much money. So we just have to accept the fact that you're menstruating, accept the fact, welcome it, and take it as something that is supposed to be. This will improve this will reduce your perception of the pain. And number four, let's talk about hot water therapy. All these measures boil down to aim at fulfilling one thing: improving oxygen supply to the uterus, because that is the reason why you feel this pain. A cut in oxygen supply to the uterus, that is a result of the pain, and so everything you do is to improve oxygen supply to the uterus. So talking about hot water therapy, you just apply hot water bottles around the pelvic region. This improves blood supply, and of course it is blood that carries the oxygen. So whereby blood supply is improved, oxygen supply definitely will be improved. Okay, let's talk about imagery. Okay, this is just taking your mind off the pain, and just diversion therapy, taking your mind off the pain and thinking about something else. Music therapy, yeah, you can have cool music around you. This does a lot of good in alleviating pain. Positioning, yeah, of course, whenever you feel a pain at a particular site, if you can try some positions, there are certain positions you take, and with those positions you feel little or no pain. Yeah, so you can just try out some positions. Okay, now let's talk about the pharmacologic aspect. This has to do with taking analgesic. Yeah, you may not have to go to the hospital to complain to the physician that you're experiencing this, except you don't know the source of the pain. But wherever you know it is menstrual cramps, of course, you can just try out over the counter analgesics. Like, you can do well to contact your physician. So please just make sure you try out these non-pharmacologic strategies, and then if none of them works for you, then you can proceed to taking a drug for it. So bottom line, we just have to understand that experiencing menstrual cramps is not uh, is not a deadly situation. You just have to be hopeful that, yeah, it's good that this is happening. Of course, there are people who are not experiencing this, and it's a problem, of course, if you don't. So of course this happens once in a month. What if it was meant to be happening weekly? It would be crazy. So ladies, please try please try to keep your cool even in those periods. Some last for 4 days, some 7 days. I mean, 4 days, you just know 1, 2, 3, 4, you're done. 7, don't worry, it will pass away. So keep your confidence, keep your self-esteem, and remain the woman you are even during your menses. Thank you. See you next Friday. Bye-bye. Please have you subscribed just before I wave you bye. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. And as you click on the subscribe button, don't forget to tap on your notification bell to get notifications every Friday. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.